Hello guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you guys are new. You chose a very exciting video to come on board because in this PV you chose a very exciting video to come on board because today I'm going to be choosing my July TBR. So you've got me at a very miserable time in my life because I'm absolutely swamped with responsibilities in my personal life in terms of work, emotionally, mentally, financially. I'm just really drained. That is one, and to top it all off, cherry on top of the cake is that I'm in the worst reading slump of my life. I haven't been reading half as much as I want to, and when I'm not reading, I'm absolutely miserable. I know one of the best ways to come out of the reading slump is to just stop reading for some time and revert to some other hobbies, but I don't have other hobbies, and reading is the only thing that gives me even an ounce of happiness. So it's been absolutely disgusting. I've just been very drained and tired in life to the extent that I don't want to make TBR videos. Like, I've literally had to force myself to sit down today, which says a lot because if you watch my previous two TBR videos, you know that I'm absolutely obsessed with making TBRs, and it's my favorite thing to do in life. If I have to force myself to make a TBR video, then you know that it's not going good for me. So, out of the 6 books on my June TBR, I think I read 3, but all of them were 4 stars or above. I think my TBR jar is literally magical because it somehow always knows what I need for the month, even though I don't always love my TBR when I choose it. It turns out to be literally the best TBR and exactly what I need, and the TBR jar just picks exactly what I'm in the mood for during that month. So really appreciate my TBR jar. It always has my best interests at heart, and it's proven that. I am genuinely just so annoyed right now because I do not get a lot of opportunities to film during, like, at any time during the day. But when I do sit down to shoot, people decide that that is the time they want to make all sorts of possible noises in the world. Yeah, so I'm a little frustrated, but let's just get into picking my TBR because I'm pretty sure once I start, it's just going to be so interesting, so fun. And honestly, July looks like a very stressful month for me, so I could use a good TBR because I think a TBR really sets the tone of the month for me. So I am just really in need of a good July TBR right now. Also, if you're watching a TBR video for the first time and you don't know this, I usually pick 6 books, even though I do not read 6 books during the month. Like, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Like, it's a very fickle number for me, but I think 6 has proven to be my lucky number. In the past TBR videos, I do complete a chunk of the books I pick. uh, June was just an off month for me in general, but I do end up reading and loving the books I pick. So I like having a good range of books on my priority TBR that I can just focus my attention on when I'm slumping or just when I'm having a difficult time choosing what I want to read, because that's really one of the biggest problems or symptoms of a slump for me, that I really just cannot decide what I want to read next, and I end up abandoning a lot of the books that I'm currently reading. So it's just really annoying. I'm so sorry about the noise, by the way. So yeah, I'm gonna pick 6 prompts out of the jar, and then I'm gonna put some books on my TBR that fulfill those prompts, and I'm very excited. I'm gonna pick one right at the bottom. I'm gonna pick this one. What does that say? Read a genre oh, I love this prompt. Read a genre you don't normally read. I genuinely love this prompt because there are so many. I could read non-fiction, I could read literary fiction, I could read mystery thrillers. I don't read a lot of those either. I could read either a non-fiction. On my non-fiction list, I have Beyond the Wand, which is Tom Felton's memoir. I really want to read Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Things, which is Matthew Perry's memoir. And I want to read I'm Glad My Mom Died, which is Janet McCurdy's memoir. So I think I'm really just intrigued towards memoirs. So those are the 3 options that I am considering. But besides that, I could also read Life Among the Savages, which is a book that I recently discovered existed, but now I can't stop thinking about it and I'm so intrigued about it. So that's a really good option for me. I could also read some cozy mysteries. Oh god, this noise is really just getting into my head. Besides that, I would also read some literary fiction, The Elsewhere Express, which is so interesting, and I could also read Lanka's Princess, which again is a genre I don't normally read. I would also read Lost Lambs, which seems like such an interesting book to me, honestly. I think the only genre I do consistently read is either romance or fantasy. So even cozy fantasies are a genre I don't normally read. I think for this, surprisingly, I'm gonna pick the Elsewhere Express because I don't know, I'm feeling very attracted towards it right now, even though it was not even on my mind when I started making this video. But now that I'm thinking about it, it just feels like something I would enjoy reading in July, which I don't know, maybe it's the TBR magic working on me that's surely attracting me to that book. The Escape Game was another option. It's by an author I haven't really loved before. Now I'm attracted towards that as well. But you know what? I'm just gonna choose the Elsewhere Express. It just seems something that I'm gonna enjoy in July. It makes no sense because wow, I did not think about. I wasn't even thinking about that book. I forgot it was on my TBR, but why not? Let's choose a second prompt. Again, I'm gonna pick one right at the bottom. Okay, let's go with. Are these two? No. I think it's a handwritten prompt, so please excuse that. Read an underhyped book on your TBR. I have way too many. Again, Lanka's Princess is an option. I could also add Empress of Fae to my TBR, which the other series by the author on Wings of Blood is very famous, but this prequel series is not as famous, but I've been loving it. I could also read Feast of Roses, which is part of the Taj Mahal series. I've genuinely never heard anyone talk about Life Among the Savages either, but I think it's by a popular author, so I don't think that would count. Scholar and the Large Fido is also a pretty good option for me because I haven't seen any hype around that. Also the Diviners, so those are some really good options for this prompt, and I'm confused again because I want to read all of them because they're so interesting. I could totally read Soul Fraud. I haven't seen anyone talk about that. I think for this prompt, I'm just gonna choose. Wow, it was right on the tip of my tongue and then I forgot. But I think I'm going to choose Scholar and the Last Fairy, because again, seems very cozy, seems very interesting, seems like something I would like to read in July. Oh, this one actually flew out, so let's see, I guess. I already saw that and I love it. It says read a book that is part of a series, and I'm in the middle of way too many series. Not only are there various kinds of noises all around me, but there are creepy uncles who live right across from me, and whenever I start filming, they just. Anyway, so I'm in the middle of way too many series, so I could totally pick something that would help me finish a series or continue a series. You know, this month I really want to read Some Kind of Perfect, which is the last book in the Addicted Carver Sisters series, and I'm so invested in them. I've read like 9 books about them, so obviously I love the Addicted Calvary Sisters series. I really hope when I go to edit this video, I don't realize that all you can hear in the background is that drilling noise, because that would be so annoying. Because I'm loving my TBR so far. I would also pick Life Among the Savages. See, it's come back around because I really just want to read Life Among the Savages. It seems so interesting. The Empress of Fae. I'm currently reading the second book and loving it. I would also read Raven Scholar, which is a book that is gonna feature in one of the vlogs in July. So that would make things easier for me because I would have to read it. I would also read the Diviners, I guess. So, oh god, quiet. I feel like my brain is working again. I can hear the sounds of my brain again. This feels so nice. Oh my god. I think for this, I'm just gonna choose Raven Scholar and make life a bit easier for me. I also probably should pick one of the book club, like my book club book for one of these prompts as well. That'll be interesting. We haven't chosen our July reads yet, but I know what the options are gonna be, and I think I have an inkling what everyone is going to choose. I may be wrong, but who knows? I might be right. I think that says read an arc, which is absolutely perfect. I love reading arcs because they are such a privilege to receive, and just to everyone who trusts me enough to send me an arc advance reader copy of their book, I love you guys so much. So I do have a very interesting selection of arcs that I could read. Top of which is The Bewitching, because I have loved the intrigue by this author. I don't know why I don't see that book anywhere. I think it's not released yet or something, but I did read it last year and it absolutely blew my mind. I still think about it and I think it's one of my favorite books of 2025. So I don't know what's up with that, why no one is talking about that book. I could read The Bewitching, which is, I think, the author's latest release. It's coming out this year, and I can't believe I received another arc by this author because oh my god, I love them so much, and oh my god, the noise has started again. It's like they have something against me. Okay, so my two top contenders for this prompt were either the Bewitching or the Housewife, and I think I'm gonna go with the Bewitching because I love the author. Can't believe we're already on the fifth prompt. I wanted this to last way longer than it has because this was like the one point of excitement during my day. And now it's over. And now I get to choose another TBR next month. Can you imagine? Last one standing. Another handwritten prompt. Please excuse that. An adjective in the title. Okay, that's a really interesting one. You know what? Life from the Savages has come around again because savage is an adjective. Should I just pick that? I could also pick Powerless, which is the next book I need to read in the Chestnut Spring series. I absolutely loved Heartless. I still think about it. It was so cute. So that is another option. Two vastly different options. I could also read the Arcane Arts, which is another very underhyped book. I could have totally picked that for an underhyped book. And what did I just say? An underhyped book. But what did I pick for an underhyped book? I don't even remember anymore. A Perfect Storm is a good option because perfect is an adjective. I could have picked some kind of perfect for this prompt and gone with another series that I'm in the middle of or a book that's part of the series. So I'm kind of sad about that, honestly. Okay, so for this, I'm just going to pick Life Among the Savages. I'm not even going to overthink it because it's come around way too many times for me to not read it at this point. And we're on my last prompt, and I'm genuinely so sad because I was enjoying this so much. I have not felt happiness in days, but I did in the 20 minutes I spent filming this. These uncles genuinely have no other work to do in life. They just, I don't know what they do. I think they just sit right behind the window and wait for me to sit here and start filming so that they can come and make me uncomfortable. I genuinely think they're jobless otherwise. Let's go with this one. Last song picks, which again is such an interesting prompt. The prompts this month were genuinely so interesting, and I'm so happy about it because I think I picked a really good TBR overall. So the last song I picked can work in two ways. Either the song duration can equal the page amount, it can suit the vibe, and I'm genuinely in the mood to pick a book that suits the vibe of my last song because I'm pretty sure I usually listen to a lot of just Bollywood romantic melodies and songs. So let me see what my last song was actually. I don't remember. I was listening to songs this morning. Okay, so the last song I listened to actually did not turn out to be what I thought it would because there's actually a dance song. It's called Avan Java. What book do I want to read that fits the vibe of this? I think this is like very upbeat but also romantic, like rom-commy, upbeat, fun kind of vibe. You know, I just thought of a very interesting connection because there's a line in the song, like I think this is the chorus, which is like, "Let me come and go in your dreams," which feels like it's aligned with the Diviners because I am pretty sure that has like dream magic, dream walking or something. So that's an interesting connection. I'm pretty sure. Could I pick that? Could I just totally ignore everything and pick that? I could also pick Empress of Fae because I think the romance might fit the vibe of this. It is kind of dark, but the couple is just, I like them. They're cute. You know, I'm really just attracted towards Powerless because I absolutely loved Heartless, and Summer's a perfect time to read romance, and plus I'm like going out for a few days, so maybe my hair was flowing around. For this, I'm just gonna go with Powerless because that's the only romance book that's coming into my head right now that I want to read. So I would recap all the books on my TBR, but I genuinely do not remember at all what I picked in this TBR. But I'm just really glad of what we did pick because the prompts were very interesting this time around, and I'm just really, it was a very interesting TBR, and I'm just really happy about it. So thank you for coming along in this journey and giving me a few moments of happiness. I'm genuinely so grateful to each and every one of you to put my content out there and people actually watch it. It's the best thing in the world to me. I actually haven't been putting out a lot of content out there either because the slump is really just making everything difficult for me. So that there's that. But I hope I'll be able to post a lot of videos in July, and July will be an amazing month, and hopefully I come out of this disgusting reading slump. So that brings us to the end of this TBR vlog. I'm just not TBR vlogs, just TBR videos, and I'm genuinely getting sad now because I had so much fun and I really just want to sit here for hours and keep picking books for my July TBR. But unfortunately, all good things must come to an end, and so it goes. I'll see you in the next one, hopefully with more energy. I would have hopefully recovered from this reading slump, but I'll see you then. Bye.